Hi everyone, welcome to FinTech Academy. This is Hirsch. Today I want to show you how to use the SuperMax View and transaction window ribbon in QuickBooks Desktop. Alright, so let's first get started with the SuperMax View. When you want to see as much information as possible in a transaction window, such as enter bills, SuperMax View is just the ticket. To switch a transaction window to SuperMax mode, at the window's top right, click the four-headed arrow. This view does several things, so you can see more of the data entry lines. Let's see in action right in QuickBooks Desktop. Alright folks, so we are in QuickBooks Desktop right over here. Let's say if I go to enter bills, which I'm going to click over here and in the vendors panel. When we go in the enter bills, we will be able to see that yes, if you want to maximize the screen to the fullest, wherein we can have more area over here in this zone, let's say in expenses or in items if you're using inventory. Like currently we can see there are 1, 2, 3 and about 4 lines showing over here. Let's say if someone says I got a bill wherein there are a few more lines, and is there a way to expand these rather than to scroll up and down? The answer is yes. So right on the over here on the top right hand corner, there is that small little icon which is like 4 arrows and pointing inwards. We need to click on that, and that is the SuperMax View. That is going to expand this whole screen, and now when we had about 4 lines, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 lines. So it's like double the lines that you get. Of course, more focus is on the screen now because no other area is showing, nothing else shows except the bills that you can focus on. So there are quite a few benefits of this particular feature, which is the SuperMax View. Let's have a quick look like what are the benefits of that. So what does SuperMax View do? Well, what it does, first of all, it hides the QuickBooks menu bar, and if you use it, the icon bar. Thereafter, it minimizes the ribbon on the top of the transaction window. The third thing, it fills the entire QuickBooks window with the transaction window you SuperMax. So if we are in enter bills, it's going to maximize to the whole of enter bills. Hides the transaction history panel on the window's right side. To revert to regular window mode, click the icon that looks like a square with an arrow pointing to its lower left, or press the escape key. When you revert to regular window mode, the menu bar, icon bar, and the feature panel at the top of the transaction window will reappear. Alright, so as shown earlier, what happens, the one section on the top, which is the QuickBooks menu bar, is completely gone. Thereafter, just below that, there is a transaction window panel, or the ribbon, that is also gone, which if you want to have a look, you have that small little down arrow, you can click on that. But this is what gets hidden as well. Okay, and what further goes away is on the right side, which is the history, transaction history panel, that also gets hidden like this. And of course on the left, navigation bar also gets hidden. So the whole screen is full of, and you can focus only on one section. You can switch between expenses as well as a part which is about the items. So like this, if I want to switch to the expenses tab, yes, you get more area and you can look at it. Let's say someone says I want to come out of this the maximize screen or the SuperMax View screen. How do I do that? Well, you can click on this small little icon, which is now showing like as an arrow pointing inwards. I can click on that, it will do that, or I can also press escape and it will do the same job. Right over here, we push that and we are back to our normal screen. Now the question is this feature available in all the templates? Not all of them, but most of them where you see like items are there, or where it is a possibility there could be SuperMax View which could be beneficial. One of them is Invoice, of course, where there's a possibility there multiple line items may be needed, and that's why you will be able to see on the top right hand corner we have that arrows pointing inwards. Click on that once again, and there you go. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 maybe around 11 line items we have, which previously was about 6 of those. So that's where it will be beneficial. It will help on that. Again, the same thing also will be in estimates if you use that, and you can maximize the screen. So whichever template makes sense, right? QuickBooks has added that feature, which is a SuperMax View, a great feature and very helpful, especially if you have, or if you want to focus on creating any kind of template which needs multiple line items. Right, folks, so that is the part of the SuperMax View which I wanted to explain. Let's have a look at the second part of this tutorial, and that is going to be about transaction window ribbon. Alright, so we are over here, the second tutorial of this video, which is transaction window ribbon. Let's see what is that. Transaction window ribbon, the tabs that appear depend on the transaction window you have opened. Here's what the various tabs offer. So basically what that means is that, let's say if I am in Invoice, I may see all of these tabs, but if I am in, let's say, Enter Bill, or if I am in Sales Orders, depending which is needed, you may see the tabs available on the top. In a moment, I'm going to show you in QuickBooks Desktop where this tab is located. But first, let's understand. So there are 4 of them. First is the main tab. What is main tab? This tab is the workhorse. It includes a find feature and icons for creating, saving, deleting, and managing transactions in various ways. You can also tell QuickBooks to print or email the transaction now or later. You will find other handy features on the main tab, such as add time/costs for sales receipts and invoices, or refund/credit for invoices. So that's the main tab. Next we look at is the formatting tab. The enter sales receipts and create invoices windows both include a formatting tab where you can choose the template to use for the transaction, check spelling, and insert delayed copy or paste lines within the Windows table. The next after that is a send tab. This tab comes in handy when you want to email info or choose the shipping company for products you are sending to customers. The last one is reports tab. You will see different reports on this tab depending on the transaction window that's open. For example, the reports tab in the create invoices window includes reports like view open invoices and sales by customer detail, whereas the reports tab in the enter bills window has reports like open purchase order detail and unpaid bills detail. So let's look in action in QuickBooks Desktop that what we will be seeing over there and where these tabs are located. Alright, so right over here in QuickBooks, I'm going to go to create invoice, okay, because that's where we will be able to see all of these tabs. Main over here on the top left, formatting thereafter, send thereafter the next one, and reports thereafter. So what is it in the main? Well, main starts with the first thing that you can find a transaction of invoice very easily. Let's say someone says, I remember the amount, or I remember the date range, any of those details, or you know the customer job, I can click on the small down arrow, pick up one from here. Or let's say if I know even the invoice number, the easiest is you put any of these details and click on this blue find, and it's gonna go and fetch that invoice for you. So find is a very valuable one. Sometimes, you know, we want to find a particular invoice, or we want to find invoices for a customer. The best and the easiest, probably you go in within the template, click on that button on the main tab, and your job is done. Alternatively, you can also use these blue arrows. The one on the left, of course, is going to take you to the previous one, and one on the right, if you have already entered the next transactions, then it's going to show those. Well, that's the first one. New is, of course, pretty straightforward, that you want to create a new blank invoice. Save has an option in the small down arrow that you can save the invoice, and you can also save as PDF, just in case if you want to send it off later or anything like that. That could be a good option. Delete, yes, if you you want to delete an invoice. Against that, if someone says I don't want to delete but I want to void it so that there's a trace of transaction, that is a very good option. I generally recommend that if you are deleting an invoice, if that's the last invoice, mean to say, let's say there are 1 to 10 invoices, and if you're deleting the 10th one, then you may use delete. But let's say if for whatever reason, if you have to delete or get rid of the invoice number 5, then you want to use void instead of delete. The benefit is when you see the register, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is void, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if you have used delete, then QuickBooks is going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's where there could be a number which is created a vacuum over there, and generally, if possible, we want to avoid such kind of situation, because it's once you go up to maybe 500 invoices, and if you were to find out what was this 5th invoice, why is it not there, could be hard to recall what could have happened over there. So void is recommended at that time, right, against delete. Another very valuable feature is create a copy of existing invoice. So let's say an invoice has been entered, and literally when I do consulting or when I do training, right, this feature has been very, very helpful. Let's say there is an invoice which is about 50 line items, and till the time this feature someone knows, right, if they keep on creating those invoices, similar type of invoices again, and if they're entering manually, that can take anything from 30 minutes to an hour to enter that whole invoice again. Well, why not just open an existing invoice, click on create a copy. Copy is ready for you. Change what you want. Let's say you want to change the name of the customer, or an item or two, and there you go, the job is done. So a very, very handy feature. That's create a copy. Memorize, yes, that is a very valuable you can say feature as well, but I'm gonna make a separate tutorial on that, because this is something that is to be looked in, and there are different things in there. So look in future, I'll make a tutorial which will explain that what is memorize. A great feature, and it can help make things very, very easy. Mark as pending. This is another excellent you can say non-posting transaction. So if someone says I want to create an invoice, but as of now I'm not ready, well, you can make it mark as pending, right? So it's going to be a non-posting, and you can save the invoice. Whenever you're ready, you can come back and make it as mark as final. This feature can definitely be helpful if you are let's say want to park the invoice on the side, if you're a contractor, or for any reason that you want to do that, right, and then you want to continue working on other invoices, and you want to come back over here. Good question on this many times, which I've been asked, that how do I find if there is a list of all the invoices which are pending or marked as pending or non-posting. Well, you go to reports over here, and you go to sales, and within that you will see pending sales over here. That's where this guy will go and sit, right? So anytime you go and pull it up, you should be able to locate over there this particular transaction. So that is marked as pending, and you can open there and then make it mark as final. Print, yeah, very straightforward, right? Preview is very, very helpful, and other things over here. Packing slip is right over here, just in case if someone wants to go through. Yes, you can see that. Email right over here, very, very easy understanding. Invoicing or batch. You want to print later, you can put a check mark. Email later. Attach a file or a document as a let's say something that is related to the invoice, you want to do that. And there are some other valuable features over here at time cost. Apply credits is not highlighted, but I'll make a separate tutorial because it's a very valuable feature. Receiving payments, which is money coming in, right? So that against this invoice, if you want to straight away book that yes, you have received the payment already, then you can link it there. And these are other transactions, other valuable tools which are offered over here. So this main tab is, as you can see, is fully packed with so many valuable features and tools available. The next one which I'm going to touch is formatting. Formatting is also an excellent place where you can see quite a lot of things. First of all, your spell check is right over here. Let's say if you're opening an existing invoice and there are 20 line items, and after 10th line item you want to add an item or insert a line, that's where you have insert line, you have delete line, and you have a copy line. So these features are all right over here. And if you want to design your own template, you can click on customize data layout. That's going to help you that you can design your template, you can preview your existing template right over here. So everything about formatting, you will be able to do it in this area, which is formatting. Send, the next step after that, of course, you want to send it out an email for one invoice or batch. You can see that. Prepare letters, which is right over here. Reports is an area where you will be able to see reports related to the template that you are in. There is a reports right over here, so don't get confused. That reports is for all the reports which are in QuickBooks Desktop, but this report is only specific to the template that you're in. So if I want to see my quick open invoices, or if I want to see sales by customers, anything that is related to this particular template, you will see. Another important thing which I like over here is a transaction history. Anything that you want to find out that what are the other transactions connected or linked with this invoice, you can find over here, i.e. like if you are using estimates or sales orders, or you have also let's say received payments already and you want to track down, you can see everything over here. So folks, that's what it is. Different tabs on the top, right? But this is in Invoice. As I mentioned, each template is different, right? So if I go and look at the error bills, right, then yes, I will see over there the transaction window ribbon, which is right on the top, but there is only two tabs. So main, of course, yes, another valuable tools or features available over here, right? Then the next one is reports, and in this reports you will be able to see the reports which are related to vendors. The unpaid bills detail, a very valuable report to find out like straight away that which are the bills which we need to pay to the vendors, the vendor balances detail, the open purchase orders, all those reports are right over here. So basically the transaction window ribbon is something that is related to templates. So if I go to sales order, one more just to illustrate, right, then you'll see right over here that yes, this guy also has on the top those transaction window ribbon, but it has main, formatting, and report. So depending whichever template you are in, you will see. But if I go and look at, let's say, pay bills, probably I don't think there is any of those transaction window ribbon on the top because it is not needed. So this is these are the two features which I want to show you right in this video. The first one, SuperMax View. The second one, transaction window ribbon. Alright folks, so if you found this video helpful, please like our video and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Also let me know in comments what would you like to see in future videos, i.e. Harsh, I want to see this video, or Harsh, can you make video on this topic for QuickBooks Desktop or QuickBooks Online. Alternatively, you can visit us at fintechsolutions.ca for our courses. Thanks for stopping by.